Hey guys, my name is Victoria Riolano, your victory coach. All right, guys, so I'm super excited. This one is for the mamas, but if you're a dad and you ended up on this channel today, I think you can learn something today too. So if this is your first time meeting me, my name is Victoria again. I am the co-pastor of Enlightened Church, as well as I teach psychology for a few different colleges, developmental and social psychology. So you could call me professor, or I also am known as a mama of 7 beautiful children, ranging from the ages of 4 months old to 14. So our house is busy, and that's why I am not there right now. I am at the church, right? All right, so what I want to do is I want to do a series called Moms Who Win. And so what I want to talk about over the next few weeks is how you can be a mom that is intentional and a mom that is winning spiritually, emotionally, physically, all the leads, right? I want you to be a mom that is winning, a mom that you can rest at the end of the night and know, wow, like, I feel like God's proud of me for all the hard work I put in. Have you ever went to sleep at night and felt like really overwhelmed? Like, I don't think I did the right thing today, right? I think I need a redo tomorrow. Okay, because I've definitely been there. And so the first topic today I want to talk to you guys about is setting the atmosphere. Moms who win set the atmosphere. So let's just jump right in. And so how many of you guys have ever heard someone say the mother is kind of like the temperature, right, of the home? So the thermostat, right? So if mom's mad, kids are mad. If mom's sad, kids are sad. If mom is joyful and playful, kids are joyful and playful. They take their cues, I should say, from us, right? They take how they should behave and how comfortable they should feel from us. We see this so much when we think about babies, right? So if you're holding a baby, if a mom is holding a baby and a stranger comes up, what does the baby do? They look at the mom, they look at the stranger, they look at the mom, they look at the stranger, because they're trying to figure out if this person is safe. So kids take their cues from us. So what is the temperature of our home, right? Has our home become cold, right? Bitter? Has our home become warm? Is it a place where they can come for comfort? What is the temperature of your home? And so what I want to talk to you guys about over the next few minutes is how we can set atmospheres to see our homes radically shifted and see our children come to know the Lord in a new and amazing way. All right, so let's talk about it. So I'm like, God, how can I talk about this topic in a way everyone can understand? Like, right, setting the atmosphere. It's kind of like a abstract topic, but I feel like the Lord said, let's just use the 5 senses. And so I'm going to go over this with you guys, the 5 senses of how we can shift the atmosphere of our homes, okay? So number 1, I want to ask you guys, what is the sight of your home? What is the sight? So when I walk in, what is the first thing I'm going to notice, right? And so what I'm not necessarily talking about is like, is your home like perfectly tidy? That's not really what I'm talking about. What I'm more so talking about is, what do I see? What do I see on the walls? Do I see posters like for my teen daughter, right? She likes BTS. So if you go to her room, you're going to see like BTS posters, right? But if you come in my living room, you're going to see God type of things, right? If you come to like, when you first walk in our house, like there's pictures of our kids. That's like the first thing you encounter. That's the first sight of my home, is pictures of my children, right? So what is the sight? What does it look like? And so this is something that I noticed years ago. I went to a home and the first thing I saw was, whoa, this lady has like Bible verses all over her home. Like, you can't get away from it. And in fact, when we were looking for a home to buy, what was so interesting to me is we almost picked a different home, and it was just because it had Bible verses all over the wall. I mean, the home itself was very, very peaceful, and we'll get to that later. But something else I also learned is we can tell a lot about what's important to you by what we see when we come to your house. So what does the home look like, right? What does it feel like when I walk in? What is the first thing I encounter, right? And listen, we all have our bad days, but if the first thing I encounter, right, I'm stepping over top of things, I'm trying to like, figure out where to step next, that can be very difficult for a child, right? Because they may not feel secure and safe in that environment. So Even something as simple as organizing, right? Trying to be more intentional about organizing your space can really help change the atmosphere of your home. And I am particularly guilty of that. And so this is my tip to you. And this is what I've been telling myself, especially over the last week. One corner at a time, right? One corner at a time. You may be like me, like I'm a little bit disheveled. Like I do a lot of things, right? And so my mind is just always bouncing. So it's very hard for me to stay in one place and really like get it perfect, right? I get very distracted. But take it one corner at a time, right? And so honestly, that's what we're going to be talking about in this series. How do we take this whole idea of motherhood and tackle it one corner at a time, right? How do we get to the point where we're like, you know what, Lord, I know things need to change, but I'm going to change it one corner at a time. And so you can think about it that way even as you're organizing it, okay? So that's number one. Set the atmosphere. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be intentional, right? And so even if, so I've went to some houses and they have like a whole playroom for their kids, and it's like, it's beautiful. And it's not even so much that it's like a perfect playroom as much as they've made a choice, like, okay, this area is for my children to enjoy life and to just be free, like as kids. So that's a sight, right? So that's sight. The second thing is, what does your house sound like? If I come to your home tonight, what am I going to encounter? Is it going to be loud? Are the parents yelling at each other? Am I going to hear gentle tones like, hey, like that probably wasn't the right thing to do? Or are you going to be screaming to the top of your lungs? What does it sound like in your home? And so if you're listening right now to me and you're in your house, I want you to pause for a moment and just pause. What does your home sound like, right? Is it all kinds of chaos? Are the kids listening? Are you raising your voice maybe more than you would have liked to raise your voice today? What if we're intentional about the way our home sounds? What if we make a choice to only say and do and move the way that the Lord tells us to, right? And so what would it sound like if God was in our home, right? What are the things that he would say to our children? How would he correct them? How would he bring joy? How would he bring discipline, right? How would he do it? What would it sound like? And so what if we develop the attitude of, God, before I say this, is this something you would say to my kids, right? Chances are Jesus wouldn't be in your house screaming at your kids. And you know, it's not about being perfect, because I'm telling you, sometimes like I lose it just a little bit, you know, I'm like, why aren't they listening to me, right? Sometimes I get really crazy and I go, Jesus, help me with these kids. I've literally done that, right? But that was better than me screaming at them, right? And so what is the sound of your home? And so something I want to encourage you guys with this particular aspect of setting the atmosphere is go easy on yourself and go easy on those kids, right? Sometimes we make a loud sound over things that don't matter, right? The spilled milk. I mean, it's funny. Before I was a parent, I always hear people say, oh, don't cry over spilled milk. And then I have kids who spill their milk every single time we sit at the table, right? And maybe you have older kids and you don't relate to that. But is every battle really worth fighting? Some battles are just not worth fighting. You know, you say what you have to say and you move on. You don't turn it into this 15-minute tirade about the child, because they get it. I'm telling you, kids get it the first time. Sometimes you say what you need to say and you move on, right? So let's use the spilled milk example. Hey, little David, if you would just take your milk next time and put it a little further into the table, it probably won't spill, right? And so you were able to say what you needed to say without screaming. Why do you always waste your milk? Why do you always do that? What's wrong with you, right? Just give the instruction and allow them the opportunity to fix it for next time, right? Gentle instructions. All right, so what is the taste of your home, right? Okay, so what is the flavor? When I come up in your house, what do it feel like in there, right? What is the flavor? Like in my house, like sometimes we go, Alexa, let's do this, or Alexa, play this or right? And there's dancing, there's laughter, like there's a flavor, right? And so in my Hispanic family, right? Because my husband is Puerto Rican, when I go to their house, there's a flavor, right? Like, I mean, they have the music going, and there's like some songs that I know I can expect when I get there, right? If I go to my mom's house, I know what the flavor is there. Like, she's very calm, cool, collected. She gonna have food on the stove. That's her flavor, right? If I go to my one friend's house, she's all about the worship. I already know the worship music gonna be on level 10, because that's the flavor of the home, right? I have another friend that's really into health. Come on, when I go to her house, I know it's going to be some fruits and vegetables out. Like, her home has, like, it's the taste, right? And guess what? Every home has its own flavor, and you get to make it whatever you want. If you're really into dark colors, baby, you put dark colors on the wall. If you're really into light colors, bright, vibrant, the flowers, then baby, do that. But set the atmosphere to your flavor. A lot of times, and this is a whole nother message, so this is a freebie. A lot of times the flavor of our home is just a smorgasbord of just copying other people, right? And so we have to get to the point where we fully embrace, like, this is who we are. Like, so for my family, like, we're very artistic, right? We sing, my daughter draws, like, which, poetry, like, we love the arts, right? So when you come in my home, that's probably what you're going to experience, right? Because that's our flavor. So ask the Lord, what's my flavor? Like, who are we? Like, who are we as a family? What do we love, right? I go to some homes that are really into Disney. Baby, that's your flavor, right? Decorate your home in that way. Let your kids be excited that their home is different and their home reflects what they love. And even so, each child, if you have multiple children, right, let their rooms reflect their flavor, right? A lot of times you're like, well, no, this doesn't match this, and that. And, it's like, let them do their thing. Let them find out what their flavor is. You much rather them find that out and figure out who they are, right? Their sense of identity in your home than outside your house. Hello. All right. The touch. What is the touch of your home? Okay? Do you embrace your family? Do you embrace your children? Do your children see you and your spouse hugging or, whatever? Like, do they see that? Or is it very cold and distant? And so there's a study. So like I said, got to throw in that psychology for you. So there's a study that they did a while back. This will be completely unethical right now, but back then they could do what they want, right? When they were trying to figure out the world of psychology, right? So what they did in this orphanage is that they only picked the babies up to feed them. If they weren't feeding them, they did not pick those children up. And they found that 30 to 40% of those infants actually passed away. Can you believe that? So just that lack of touch from a young age, they weren't able to survive. They needed that. That touch was just as important as that milk that they were drinking. Now that's deep. And so sometimes, like, as adults, like, maybe the reason that we don't like touch and we're not like the hugging type, which you don't have to be, right? That may not be your flavor, right? But sometimes as adults, it's because we never experienced that. And I want you to take a moment and think about, like, if that's you, like how that made you feel in that moment when you didn't have that touch, that embrace. And we have a Father who is, if you read the word, it's all about like his embrace, his touch, right? That his hands are open for us, right? That he has loving arms, right? We have a God who's comforting, who brings us in, right? So you have this child that gets hurt and they fall before you like, why don't you just get up, right? Or no, that's typically not what most people do, right? They bring them in and they embrace them and they let them know, man, I'm a safe place. And so the touch of your home is very important. Kids need that, okay? And it doesn't matter how old your child is, they need it. When I go home to Atlanta and I see my mom, man, I'll be happy I can't wait for my hug, you know what I'm saying? Right? So that touch is very important. So, man, if your home is lacking the touch, if it's lacking the touch, I pray right now that the Lord would just give you freedom in that area to be able to hug your kids, kiss your kids, just tell your kids that, man, they matter, that when they hurt, it matters, that when they need you, they need that comfort. Or, you know what, they don't even have to be heard just because they exist, all right? I want to hug them. I can't wait to hug them, right? Okay. So that's that. All right, this is the last one. The smell. What is the smell of your home? Okay. And so if you come to my house, we got babies, y'all. I don't know what it's going to smell like, but that's not what I'm talking about anyway. Okay. What I'm referring to is, and a lot of times in the Bible, like the aroma, right? That's like your spirit, right? And it's also, aroma is attached to like discernment, right? So what is the spirit? Like the spirit of your home? Like, is the spirit of your home, does it reflect the Lord, right? What is the spirit of, what is it? What does it feel like? Have you ever been to somebody's house and like it was so beautiful? It was a beautiful home, but like you just felt like icky. Like when you like went in and then when you left, like you felt like something ain't right up in there. I ain't trying to go back, right? Have you ever felt that before? Like that's that smell, that's that aroma, like that's that discernment that you're picking up on that something's not right. And so I just want to encourage you guys, like that one is definitely super abstract. You know how you can help with that, how your home feels, like that aroma that your home gives off. I'm going to tell you, for me, it's for having like that worship music going, and that kind of goes into the sound of your home, but like having that worship music going at all times, right? Having that spirit of being ready to pray at any moment for my kids, right? Praying over my home before somebody comes in, right? Praying over my home that God would fill that space with his peace, with his love. That's the aroma of my house, right? That peace. So listen, I hope you guys understood what I was saying today, right? We're setting atmospheres. We're doing things that make a complete shift in our homes. That's not just going to affect our kids now, but it's going to affect generations, right? Amen. All right, guys, if this blessed you guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I want you to do something extra special. I want you to go to www.victoryspeaks.org/welcome. And what that's going to do, that's going to bring you to my homepage where you can sign up for a 30-day victory challenge. And I really believe that you're really, really, really going to be blessed. So I can't wait to hear those victories, big and small, especially as it pertains to motherhood. Bye, y'all.